Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Tonight, we're going to have a good little just chill live while I cook dinner. We're going to talk about Abbott Elementary and how everybody felt about the finale. The link is pinned in case anybody wants to hit the link. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to make some stuffed chicken breast in a Cajun sauce with some broccoli and some noodles. The boys wanted noodles instead of like rice or anything, so we're gonna do noodles. So even though we got our schedules mixed up and hubby already ordered the boys little snack boxes for KFC, but it's fine. They still have that, and if they want to eat while I'm making, they can have that too. Let's welcome everybody in. Hey, Violet. Hey, TC. Hey, Marsha. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. So as you guys know, Abbott Elementary is a TV show about an inner city elementary school in Philadelphia, and it's created by Quinta. I can't remember her last name. I just know her first name is Quinta. And if you guys are familiar with Quinta, Quinta is the girl that went viral on, dang, what was it? She went viral on Vine for talking about whoever she was with at the movie theater. They had money. He got money. Because baby was up in there ordering the large and ordering candy. Y'all know the movie theater is very expensive. But she has been really doing a lot in the industry. She got her breakthrough. She had done that. She was on the black sketch show with a black girl sketch show. I can't think of the official term. But yeah, I really love her work, and I'm so happy and so proud of Abbott Elementary because even though the show was like geared towards like white America, it still speaks to the culture and it still tackles some of the issues that our inner city schools have as far as like funding and not having stuff and getting parents to be, fully involved. Vibrant said, what are you? Okay, I'm stuffing the chicken breast with ricotta, cream cheese, and fresh spinach. So that's what I am stuffing the chicken breast with. I told the boys I was feeling creative, and every time I tell them that I'm feeling creative, they know it's going to be a good dinner. I'm going to be in my bag, as they call it, as far as cooking. So that's what you guys going to have in the background. So yes, does anybody besides me watch the show? I know a few people had commented and said they watched the show, but if you guys are not familiar, yes, I love ricotta. I love cooking with ricotta. I really do. And if I would have known, well, if I didn't have the live schedule, I was gonna have my boys come downstairs and cook with me. But since I have the live schedule, they got a break. So tomorrow we're gonna do something else with them. I'm probably gonna color the boys' locks or probably watch movies. So I won't be live tomorrow. I'll just be like I'll just be in like the background because when you're a mom, you gotta devote time to your sons, especially as your sons get older. You want to make sure that your sons are able to take care of themselves. They're able to clean, they're able to cook for themselves. I don't want my boys to get with a woman and she thinks she got to feed my son. If she don't feed my son's gonna starve. No, baby, mommy has made sure that they know how to cook because you won't get my boys like that. But yes. Okay, so let's start. So if you guys are familiar with the second season, the star of the show is Janine. Janine is like a bubbly, that toxic positivity. Like at first, like she could be annoying, but you just love her. So we have Janine, we have Jacob, who's everybody's favorite wingman. Then we have Barbara. Everybody loves Barbara. Barbara just gives you that whole Barbara just gives you that whole Southern grandma, mom, auntie vibe. Like she's so holier, Jesus is her homeboy vibe. Then you have Ava, who is like the show's like, I feel Ava's the show's favorite because Ava just be all over the place. But everybody loves the chaos. So then we have Ava, then we have Gregory. Oh my God. Gregory, oh my gosh. Everybody hates Chris. That boy grew up to be so fine. So fine. I can't help myself. I love me. Even everybody knows that I love country boys. I love me just a real slim, sleek, well put together black man. Gregory in the show he just does it for me. Even though I did see, like in the beginning of first season, that they came out and said that Gregory was autistic, and I was like, wait, he is? Like what? Like huh? So they said that that he's on the spectrum somewhere. They didn't go into details. I couldn't find like the character breakdown, but it was just allegedly speculation that Gregory's on the spectrum. Then we have, you know what? I can't think of the other teacher's name, but her last name is Shamantes, and I love her because she just gives mom wife. She probably got an uncle named Joey. She made fresh pasta. Like that's my girl. I love her. And we have the school janitor who is like Mr. Johnson. And in second season, we got a little bit more in depth with his character. And Mr. Johnson is really well versed. Like he has really lived like a full life. And I like absolutely love it. So let's get in a quick week recap of season 2. So quick recap of season 2 is that Eddie started off as a sub. He ended up going full time because the influence on Janine. Jacob in season 1 had a boyfriend. He wasn't happy, chose to depart from his boyfriend. That's where he was. Ava started off season 2 with, oh, I'm gonna change my ways. I'm gonna be this great principal. And they was like, we're not having this baby. So as you know, they played the Generation App anthem. They played back that thing up and got her out of whatever nonsense she was on. Barbara's character toned it down. Like Barbara's character toned it down a lot in season 2, and I like it. I like the way that her and Janine worked more on their relationship because I feel like Janine like views Barbara as a mom figure because Janine has her own mommy issues. So I feel that was like amazing too. But we are here to talk about the elephant in the room. We are here to talk about the relationship that should been that we might get in season 3. We're going to talk about Gregory and Janine because I feel like the dynamic of Gregory and Janine is just so amazing and I love it. And I look at them the same way I look at the dynamic of like Whitley and Dwayne from Different World. And if y'all watch the show, y'all know we had to go through it to get Whitley and Dwayne together. Whitley almost married a senator, almost married somebody different. And Dwayne was like, no, baby, no, you gotta marry me. And I kind of feel like that's what they gave us with Abbott Elementary because, first Janine was with her boyfriend. And her boyfriend was an aspiring rapper. I thought he was a loser. It was like, Janine, like, girl, like, you carrying him and he's just like, he's not really giving it for you. So then last season, Janine ends up going to a club. Janine's trying to like after her and her boyfriend broke up, she's trying, you know how women do it. We're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to reestablish who we are as a person without this man attached to us. So, she ended up making friends. We found out last season Janine didn't have no friends. Janine's whole world revolved around her boyfriend. And it was just so sad. I think women need an identity in a life outside of their partners and outside their kids. So she goes to the club, they straighten her hair, got her a little freaking dress, and she was in the club, she was in line, and guess who gets in line? Gregory and his friend. Y'all, so Gregory's friend's name is Mo. The actor that plays Mo, his name is Vince Staple. He's a comedian slash actor. He is really dope, and I think people like sleep on him. And he has his own show. So they go to the club, and Gregory's like, Janine look good. Let me try and talk to her without trying to like make it seem like I'm trying to talk to her. And another thing I love about Janine and Gregory is that I like how they're both socially awkward. And I think that balanced them out because if they write the show correctly, both of these characters can evolve and go forward with the help of each other. So last season ended off with Janine first had her boyfriend, and then from her boyfriend, Janine got asked out by Gregory's friend Mo. And that was that. And then they end up going to a teacher's conference, and then Janine and Gregory kiss because the tension is there. The tension's there, the ability, the love, the growth could be like we all see it, we all want it. But you know how it is with a show. They gotta stretch it out. So they go to the conference, they end up kissing. Now they're both confused. So Janine comes back and she ends up breaking it off with Mo, like, you know what, it's not me. I'm not really trying to do this, it's just not gonna work. But let me not praise Gregory too much because in the midst of this, Gregory started talking to one of the students in the school's mama, and then Gregory started talking to Barbara's daughter Taylor. So it was like, damn, like they was both playing games. Like they just should have told each other how they feel. But I understand because it was never the right time because Janine was with her boyfriend. And Gregory was doing him. Gregory, in the beginning of last season, Gregory was a very closed off character. He wasn't trying to play with nobody, wasn't trying to befriend nobody. But it was like, when he seen Janine, he became soft on Janine. So it's like, okay, he's soft on her. Let's see where this can go. So that's how that goes. Hey, Foot Soldier girl, how you doing? So we ended off last season like that. They was like, it's the summer. We're going to be cool. We're going to be friends. All right, cool. Season 2. Janine gets an opportunity to go work at the school district, and she takes it because Janine is all about helping the students, helping the children. The children are the future. So she works for the school district, but she still treats Abbott as if Abbott is her baby. So she tries to create programs. She ended up starting she ended up getting a library, she ended up getting a librarian for the school. She was really no, we finna get these kids together. We finna get these kids to learn. So she did really amazing. But I liked also that even though she was at the district, she still kept, her friendship with Gregory. Gregory became her her safe place, and she became his safe place. So I really, really love that. That was good. So this season we got introduced to a new love interest, petitional love interest for Janine. One of the guys, he's a Latin daddy. His name is Manny. So it's like when Gregory finds out that Manny is soft on Janine, he's like, nah, bro, I can't have this. Janine, mine. I can't have this. So the finale of the show ended where Janine got offered a permanent position at the school district. She turned it down to go back to Abbott. And it's like when she went back, everybody was happy to see her. Gregory started a garden last season. He got the green light to have a summer program where the kids meet once or twice a week during the summer to keep the garden going. Everything is good. So the last 2 episodes, everybody's like, oh, Janine, go talk to Gregory. Oh, Gregory, go talk to Janine. Everybody is trying to get these two to talk to each other, tell them how they feel. So the second to last episode is a field trip. Jacob is gung-ho about the kids going on a field trip. They got to go on a field trip. So they have this field trip where they go to the park. Well, at the park, they run into another school who the principal is Ava's soror, and the soror sister is played by the one and only Tatiana Ali with her beautiful self. So that is just like, oh my God, girl. That could be, we could use that next season. Keep this Black Power going. So they at the park, and they get on the bus to go to the park. Janine sits by Jacob. Let me say this: we do not deserve Jacob. The way that Jacob has championed, the way how Jacob has had Janine and Gregory's back, like, nah, y'all finna get no, y'all finna be together. Gregory and then Janine's homegirl. They is like, nah, like y'all finna be together. We finna get this pop. We finna get this together. So they on the bus. Janine sits by Greg. No, Janine sits by Jacob. And Jacob's like, oh, a little birdie told me that Gregory has feelings for you. And no, Janine, she all corny and goofy. She was like, Jacob, tell me the truth. Do you have a bird? And is your bird named Gregory? And then he's like, no, my bird name is Paula. You will know that get to the house. Go sit by Gregory. So she gets up. Right? So she gets up and then she goes sit by Gregory. So then they talking, blah, blah, blah. It's like throughout the second to last episode, it was just all these moments where they should have said how they felt, but something interrupt. So they get off the bus, they get to the park, the kids is playing. Janine asks Gregory, do you want to come swing with me? So they swing it, and it's like, yeah, Gregory finna tell Janine. Nope. The little kids come over and it's like, hey, can we get a turn? We want to swing. They get off the swing. Then Jacob ends up, pulling Gregory to the side, like, hey, did you tell her how you felt yet? He was like, no, not the time. So then later on in the show, they end up going to this big slide, right? They end up going to the big slide. They're coming down the big slide, whatever. And then it's like, oh my God, they finna kiss. He finna tell her. Side note, because the other school is at the park, the other school is bullying the Abbott of elementary kids. They're bullying them. So they're like, nah, you're not gonna bully us. We finna have a race to see who wins first dibs at the big swing. Having in mind the big swing is where Janine and Gregory is already, trying to make that love connection. So hold on, y'all. My dog is being haters. Hey. Go outside. Come on, go outside. Go outside. Thank you. So they sit there, they having a moment, they go on the slide. And then another thing is that between season 1 and 2, you really see Gregory open up. You see him having fun, coming out his shell. And it's like Janine just brings out the best in him. She makes him social. She makes him comfortable. And as you know, when you make a Black man comfortable, that's a whole different kind of vibe and love that you are exposed to. So they get to the slide, they come down the slide, and Gregory's laughing. When he first got to Abbott, he wasn't really fucking with nobody. But the more him and Janine became friends and got close, it was like he was interacting more with his students. He went from being a sub to a full-time student. It's like, damn, we didn't see this man blossom and walk in his greatness off the feelings he has for Janine. And I love that. And we also seen Janine be like a little, oh my God, I don't want any trouble, to she is coming into her own. So they get to the side, Gregory's laughing, Janine's laughing, they're coming down, they get down, and you have like that hallmark moment where you think he finna tell Janine how he feels, and what the fuck happens? Here comes Ava on Hayden's self, because they need them to go do the race with the other teachers. And they have another teacher named Morgan, and the whole season they be like, Morgan sucks. Backstory on Morgan. Morgan's going through a bitter divorce with his ex-wife, who's a teacher. So he's just sour. He's just sour. So then when Ava walks up and is like, oh, what is this? Morning thing that they talking to him, because he took a phone call and talked to his ex-wife. So he's like, oh, I had to call. The worst thing I did was marry or date my coworker. And he just like throws all his issues into the atmosphere. And then you just see the life soul just leave Janine's face and just leaves Gregory's face. And everybody's like, no, we're going to never get it. So they end up doing the obstacle course. They win. Abbott Elementary got to be on the big slide. The kids go home, they get on the bus. Everything good, Janine Gregory still got the little vibe going on, whatever. Everything's cool. So the next episode, which is the season finale, which was last week's episode, Janine decided to throw a end of the year party at her house. So she got it all planned out. Like, I mean, this girl had planned everything out to the T. She had Barbara and Miss Cincinnati come early to help her clean because, they're older ladies. They gotta feel like they're doing something. She literally had a section in her apartment for everybody. She had it set up for people to be in her bedroom with the door open, keep it rated G. This is an ABC show. To watch a movie, she had an alcohol section, she had a game section, she had the antisocial section. Everything was good. So we see everybody's arriving. We see Gregory come, and he's like, "Oh my God, hi Janine." She's like, "Oh my God, you game." And also, if you watch between season 1 and 2, her wardrobe on season 1 was like a little bit weird looking. Season 2, Mama stepped it up. Mama is showing curves. She's showing the girls. Like, you see the complete difference. No, Foot Soldier is on ABC. It's on ABC. It's called Abbott Elementary. It's a real good show. I mean, it's a good show. It's a good hearty laugh. I call Abbott Elementary my happy show because when I get stressed out or I just feel like not myself, I go watch Abbott Elementary because it makes you laugh. And the episodes are not like too heavy. So it's going to be a good episode. So they go. She now has a party. Everybody's arriving. Everything's good. So within this whole entire time, like I said, I said they all had different love interests. Well, since Janine wasn't acting like she still liked Gregory, they hooked up Gregory with this EMT girl named Emily. So like a couple episodes back, they had went to the bar and they had seen Janine and Manny, and Gregory and them thought that Janine and Manny was on a date. Gregory forgot that he had a blind date with Emily. Y'all, it was funny, but not funny. But you could tell like Emily's like still trying to like be his friend. Like they're still trying to be cool. But everybody knows that Gregory wants Janine. So they get to the party. They end up inviting Emily to the party. Jacob is there. Jacob got a new love interest, but they don't really like elaborate on the character. It's more like it's a friend. Then you got Janine's other homegirl. You got the people from the district. It's a party. Everything is going good. But like stuff don't go good for too long. They end up blowing a fuse and the power went out because Janine had too much stuff. Erica, boo, how is you tipsy? And it's Thursday, boo boo. But hey, it might be your Friday. Just sit back. I'm talking about the show. So they end up losing power because Janine ass had too much shit plugged in. So they end up losing power. And then side note, y'all, Mr. Johnson that came to the party talking about something. He parked his G-Wagon in the red. This man owned a G-Wagon? This man owned a G-Wagon. I was like, this man is just the most. So it's also funny, like later on in the party, for some reason, Mr. Johnson decides he fit to be security guard. So Morgan texts Janine like, "Oh, your security guard won't let me in the party." And she's like, "Security guard? I don't have a security guard." The security guard, Mr. Johnson, and he was like, "Nah, bro, he can't come in. Nah, he can't come in." But that was funny too. So the lights end up going out. Janine is very I could fix it, let me fix it type person, right? So Janine is like, okay, let me go in my bedroom. Let me try and find a flashlight. So she goes to her bedroom. She's like kneeling down, trying to find a flashlight, and Gregory walked out the bathroom and scares her. And it's so funny because they're both socially awkward. So she scares him, and then he screams, and then she screams, and they realize, oh, it's just Gregory. And he's like, oh, well, I was just trying to use the bathroom, blah blah blah. So everything's cool, and then they start talking. She finds the flashlight. They end up having a little cute chit chat. She ended up leaving the room, going where Mr. Johnson is, and end up getting the lights and power back on. Right? So the party's still going. They finish it up. Janine, she chills out. She stops trying to be a straight control freak for the show. And then it's time to leave, right? So she turns to like Jacob and Gregory and like the other homies, and she's like, oh well, you guys don't have to leave. The party don't have to stop. But then you know how it is when folks been drinking at parties, they ready to go. But what she really was doing was she was trying to get Gregory to stay, and she was trying to be real slick about it, right? So Gregory sees Manny and the folks in the district, and he just looks at her, and he just walks out, right? Baby, you could tell baby's heart was crushed. He was like, damn, I'm trying to talk to her. I'm feeling her. I like her. And here he comes. So they end up leaving. The crew rocking down the street, and everybody's like, Jacob, Janine wanted you to stay. Why didn't you stay? Why didn't you tell her how you feel, right? So then he's like, well, he finally admits that he don't care about HR. He don't care. When they were at the park, Janine asked him to take a picture of her with her kids, and Mandy text her. So he was kind of in his feelings, right? But he was like, "Oh, I don't care about the text message. I don't care about this. I don't care about that." So they was like, "Well, go tell her how you feel." And then he was like, "No, because she dated Manny." See, he assumed she was dating Manny because of text message. But then her homegirl was like, well, in order to date somebody, the other person has to say yes. And she told him that she liked somebody else. But he was like, but Manny's at the house, right? So then they turn, and the other homeboy, who probably will be next season Jacob's boyfriend, he was like, ain't that Manny and them right there? And they look, and they turn to Jacob like, what you gonna do? So the next scene, you see Janine. So with Abbott Elementary, they have a lot of where they break the wall and they end up talking to the camera, which is like talking to the audience. So after that scene, the next scene is that you see Janine, and she's like, cleaning up her apartment, picking up the trash, and she finally admits that she likes Eddie. Now, having in mind, both of them have admitted before in the previous episodes that they like each other, but it don't work out because, they be seeing other people or something always goes on, right? So she's like, oh, I like Jacob, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, I'm happy I finally got that out because I like Jacob. I'm finna go tell him. Let me see if I can go catch him. So Gregory and Janine's classrooms are like side by side, right? So side by side. So they have this knock they do, right? So she sees somebody on her porch, and then she goes, oh, I wonder who that is. And then you hear the knock. And it's like, oh my God, y'all, it's Gregory. So she opens the door, and something was wrong with her light. And Janine is short, so she couldn't reach it. So Gregory's like, I fix your light. And then he looks at her and he goes in for a kiss. I kid you not, I bet you everybody was like, yes, finally. And the way he kissed her, it was giving zaddy. It was getting zaddy, and it was giving you my woman, and we finna do this. And then what's even more cool about it is that after he kissed her, they like close the door. So the camera team is like on the outside of the door. And then he looks through the window, and he pulls down the blinds. And that's how the season ended. And I was like, yes, finally, we got what we wanted. Now I thought about it, and I was like, they better not come back next season and talk about something Gregory was drunk or Janine was drunk, because that's some bullshit. We've seen that. That was a kiss, like that was a woman come here, you mine kind of kiss. So yes, Abbott Elementary is a good show. It's a really good show, you guys. And I'm so happy. It is my show. I'm so happy. And I love the character growth. I love how the show is set up. Oh my God, I love everything about it. It's just so like it's so good to see. I've noticed with a lot of shows now, they're so focused on being diverse and having a interracial couple that we really don't get to see black love anymore. So I'm just real happy about that. And probably next week or this weekend, we're going to come back because I found out that Sisters is back on. So we got to come back and I'm going to recap Sisters because from what I've seen, it's some bullshit going on. I just don't appreciate it. Like TP, like y'all need to get it together. Like y'all giving real shit. Y'all giving real shady shenanigans, and I don't appreciate this at all. Like, oh my gosh. But that is my rundown for Abbott Elementary. I gave y'all 30 minutes. I think I'm good. Hopefully, next time we come back to do a show review, people could be available to like come on the panel or we could have like a dialogue. I pinned the link, but I don't think anybody clicked it. Let me see if anybody clicked it because I don't want to be rude and say nobody clicked it. Somebody's backstage. So, okay, so that is my quick Abbott Elementary rundown. And I'm going to do a poll because I feel like I kind of like doing the show reviews. So I'm probably am going to come back and we're going to review Sisters and we're going to talk about that because that's just not okay. You don't like Sisters? You know what, Foot Soldier? I only watch Sisters because I like Satima. And I I I like Sisters because I know so many women that act like the cast of Sisters. I know some girls that act like Karen, some girls that act like Danny, some girls that act like Sabrina, some girls that act like Andy. Like I know girls that act like that, and it's like, damn, like we really be in our women's circles hyping up this nonsense. Like we don't be pulling each other's coattails. That's some real crazy shit. But yeah, we gonna come back and for real, Foot Social Girl, you know what's true, Auntie. You know what's true. 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 They don't be pulling their coattail. They don't tell them when they wrong. They just let them believe they the victim, and they don't be the victim. Like not at all. Not at all. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. Until next time, y'all be safe. And if you're watching the replay, please leave me a comment, leave me a suggestion, like it, share it. Let's get me to my 1,000. That's the next goal, you guys. We finna get to 1,000, and we finna be doing some more stuff and like just being more out there. And I'm gonna continue to be a safe zone for everybody because these streets is crazy and we ain't got time. So y'all have a good night. Be safe. Love y'all.